You were walking near the eastern end of the state gardens, looking for the old gardener's clothes you'd misplaced. The sky was clouded and the air was thick with the scent of damp soil. Ivy crawled around the stone walls, then your foot hit something strange. You looked down and noticed a hidden latch, half buried under the overgrowth. That's odd, you murmured. You pulled at it, a small wooden panel creaked open, and behind it, a narrow stone path. You followed it slowly, heart thudding. The wind whistled in your ears. The trail ended at what looked like a forgotten greenhouse, surrounded in vines and fogged glass. What the hell? This wasn't there before, you whispered. You reached for the door, pushed it open, and stepped inside. The air was still, shelves lined the walls, but instead of plants, they were filled with strange folders. Old books, scattered Polaroids, and dark stained files. Your breath caught in your throat. What is this place? You reached for a photo on the table. It was your mother, Nina, smiling. Then another of her in the hospital. You picked up a paper. It had her name. The words case closed and something that looked like a symbol, a seal. Panic started to crawl up your throat. You spin around. More folders, more names, some crossed out in red. It felt like a horror movie. You turned to leave only to find Taehyung standing in the doorway. He wasn't smiling, he wasn't frowning either, just watching. You okay, darling? He asked, tilting his head gently. What is this place? You asked, voice shaking. What place? This greenhouse. I have never seen this before. I didn't know it existed. Jungkook blinked, then stepped forward. Ryan, there's no greenhouse here. Your breath hushed. What are you talking about? I walked in. I followed the path. There is no path, baby, he said softly, reaching out to you. You looked around. The walls were different. The shelves are gone. You blinked rapidly. The files you saw, they weren't there. You stumbled backwards. Taehyung held you steady. You have been under so much pressure, he whispered, brushing your hair from your face. You haven't been sleeping due to work. I think you just had a moment. But I saw, he cut you off. Sometimes our brain creates things when our heart still hurts, he said gently, like he was consoling a child. I think you are missing your mother, and maybe it's all getting tangled in your dreams. You looked at him, heart racing. His eyes were so warm. I don't know anymore, he whispered. That's okay, Taehyung said, wrapping his arms around you. That's why I'm here, to take care of you, to make sure no one hurts you. He pulled back and kissed your forehead. Come on, let's get you inside. I made your favorite tea. As he held you away, you turned once more. The greenhouse was gone. Only ivy and stone stood there. No door, no latch, no path. Was it really just a dream? You whispered. Beside you, Taeyong smiled, a small, knowing smile. Maybe it was just your heart warning you, Ryan, he said sweetly, or maybe it was trying to say goodbye. But you didn't see the way his smile lingered, or how his fingers twitched slightly behind his back, stained with dirt. And the next day, the gardener who worked in that part of the state never came back. Time changed everything. Your grief over your mother, your confusion over Sam, your paranoia, it all dulled over the months. You tried not to obsess. You focused on your work, your hobbies, and surprisingly Taeyong. He had been nothing but kind, always bringing you warm tea on rainy days, sitting beside you when nightmares took over. He laughed with you during movie nights, tucked you into bed when you fell asleep on the couch, and never once let you feel alone. The more time passed, the more you stopped doubting him. You told yourself the paranoia had been grief talking, and slowly, painfully, you began to trust him. You never questioned how he always seemed to know what you needed. The late morning sun filtered through the tall windows of the mansion's grand dining hall, casting warm golden hues on the marble floor. The scent of fresh toast, eggs, and black coffee filled the air. You stood near the dining table, one hand holding your phone, the other adjusting the strap of your handbag as you spoke to Junhee over the call. Yes, I'm on my way in a few minutes. I'll be there before the client arrives. Don't worry. You reassured Junhee with a soft smile, your tone calm and businesslike. From the other side of the room, Taehyung was watching you. His tall figure leaned casually against the door frame, arms crossed, dressed impassibly in one of his usual all-black suit. He looked at you with a softness that he rarely allowed anyone else to see. "You're not skipping breakfast again, are you?" he asked, voice low but firm, eyes narrowing slightly in mock disapproval. You turned to him with a sheepish smile. "I'm not in a hurry, father, just finishing the call," you mumbled as you ended it, slipping the phone into your bag. Taehyung moved to the table, pulling out a chair for you like he always did. "Sit and eat. I already told the staff to make your favorite today." He raised up. "You have been skipping too many meals lately, and I don't like that." You let out a small chuckle as you sat down across from him. "Yes, yes, protective father mode is activated," you teased, picking up a slice of toast. He smiled faintly at your words, but there was something deeper lingering behind those dark eyes. Something unreadable, something that had been growing slowly over the last year. "You know I'm serious about your health," Taehyung said, watching as you took a bite. "You have come a long way since everything." He didn't say your mother's name, neither of you did anymore. It still carried too much weight. You nodded slowly. "I know, I'm better now. I think about her every day, but I have accepted it." Your voice softened as he looked down at your plate. "She wouldn't want me to live in grief." Taehyung hummed in agreement, sipping his coffee as his eyes never left your face. "She wouldn't, and neither do I." There was a comfortable silence for a while, the kind that only forms after a year of shared breakfast, small talks, occasional laughter, and gentle healing. You had truly started to feel safe again under Taehyung's care, almost like family. You finished your meal, dabbing your lips with a napkin. "I should go now. Junhee is already on site, and you?" You stood and pointed at him playfully. "Don't overwork yourself today, Mr. Mafia Workaholic CEO." He smirked at your nickname for him, standing as well. "Someone has to keep the empire running, princess." You rolled your eyes at the new nickname he gave you a few months ago. "Still calling me that, huh?" "Always," he replied without hesitation, stepping closer. You stepped forward too, arms wrapping around him without a second thought. "Take care, okay?" His arms instantly encircled you tightly, holding you just a little longer than necessary. "I should be the one saying that," he murmured against your hair. "Text me when you reach." You nodded against his chest. "I will." Then slowly, Taehyung pulled away just enough to look at you. His large palms gently cupped your cheek, thumb brushing your skin softly. Before you could move, he leaned forward and pressed a kiss to your forehead. Then your cheek. You froze slightly at the second kiss, surprised, but he smiled as if it were the most natural thing. "Goodbye," he said quietly, fingers still lingering on your jaw. His eyes searched yours for something, maybe for guilt, resistance, or confusion, but you just gave him a warm smile, oblivious to the storm raving inside him. Goodbye, father, you whispered, turning around and walking towards the door. He stood there for a long moment after you left, the corners of his lips twitching up into a smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. Then slowly he murmured to himself, one more day playing the role of father, just one more, and then the game changes. But for now, the morning remains serene. For now, you are still safe in the illusion of love and family. For now.